Welcome back to my summer car. As you can see, it's very dark. But it's okay, I left this light on out here. Why is my satsuma so sideways? Alright, we're gonna push it real quick. Today our main goal is mainly to go to town. But as you can see, too early in the morning for that. Yes, it is the morning. So, what we're going to do instead of going to town right now is we are going to work on the satsuma. Now, real quick, before I forget, I need to tune the carburetor, which I'm going to cut out because y'all don't want to watch me do that. Alright, I've tuned the carburetor. To tune the carburetor, you go 50 up and 23 down. And that's enough to get it started, but it's not a good tune. It's enough to get the car like running and driving all, but it's not gonna last very long. It's pretty close to where it needs to be, but depending how you tuned other stuff in the build, it might not be right. For my car, which is tuned all good, and the rockers and everything, it's good enough to get it like, to get the motor to start up. The steering column is being annoying. There we go. Alright, I need this. Yes, an 8. That's exactly what I need. Well, there's 2 bolts down here at the bottom of the steering arm, or steering column. Yeah. I'll just tighten these 2 bolts right there. And now I need 6. It's kind of hard to see in the car because it's so dark. If I actually cared a little bit, I would push the car inside, but I don't really care, so it's going to stay right here outside. Actually, I might push it inside so I can do the fuel tank and exhaust. I'll do that right now. Oh, and the gear linkage, I have to do that too. Alright. Alright, that's good right there. It does have to come further forward though. Also about it being good, like, lined up in the middle, I guess. It still has to come further forward too. There we go, handbrake. Now I can go into the car and everything to put the exhaust system in. Nope, not the fuel tank. I was trying to get the engine hoist. I'm going to shove it over here in this corner. Shove it right there in the corner out of the way. Alright, let's bring this spanner set in here with us. It is so dark. Alright, we need the 11. Fuel tank. I think there's about 7 bolts on this. I don't exactly remember how many bolts, I just know the size. I know there's also 112. No, I don't need that. You don't need the towing hook. That's one thing I don't like, is that towing hook. It's good for when my car breaks down, but it's not good when I'm trying to do stuff. And this one isn't like Monbazole. Monbazole, you get a flashlight for this. This one, you don't get a flashlight. I mean, you do, but you have to buy batteries, and I've never bought the batteries for it because I really don't care. Yeah, it's 7 of these 11 bolts. And it's 112. The 112 is right here. Also, I just remembered from the last episode, I don't remember bolting that fuel strainer in the car. Huh. I just didn't remember bolting it. Alright, next up, we're gonna do the gear stick, or gear stick, and the gear linkage. I should be able to finish up the interior also. I hope in this episode, I'm hoping that we can try and do the wiring. I really want to try to do the wiring either in this episode or next episode, but I really want to do it to just get it out of the way. Because I can do it, all the stuff's here. I just have to put my taillights in. Which, speaking of that, we can do the wiring for the trunk real quick if we put the rear taillights in. All you have to wire is your fuel tank and the rear 2 lights, and that's it. And I can put the rear body of the trunk area together. I can put the trunk on and stuff. Alright, now we're gonna grab our 5. I don't know if I said it for the last one, but it was a 6. But this is a 5. There's 3 5s on this. They're all up here by the front. And I also have to tighten my oil thing. My oil drain plug. There's one up here. And there's 2 right here. And that's all you need for your gear linkage. Number 13 real quick. Tighten our oil drain plug down there. And real quick, since we're up here, let's put on the air filter. Since my carburetor's tuned decently. This is also 2 6 bolts. There we go. These bolts are kind of hard to get. And after this, we might be able to put the interior together and wire it, actually. Let's wire it before we put in the interior. So before we start wiring, we need our taillights, because you can't wire the rear taillights without them. You can wire the headlights without them being in. There's no bolt for the taillights, by the way. I figured there should be like at least like 1 screw for the screwdriver or something, but nope, nothing. We're gonna start in the trunk and work our way towards the engine bay. Alright, now, just real quick, I'm gonna put on the trunk and rear bumper since we're done back here in the back. I'm not putting the turbo badge on my car because I don't need it. I don't really care for it. It's not that cool. It's just a badge that says turbo. There's not even a turbo option for the game. There's mods that add turbos, but I'm never getting them, so. I don't really plan on painting this car, like, ever, basically. I like the rusted look for now. Eventually I will paint it. I'm not sure when. Just if I have some extra money, I'm gonna paint it. I don't know what color I'm gonna do yet. For now, this color's fine. This, how it is, will pass inspection. I've heard some people on YouTube and TikTok and crap say that you have to paint the car and get rid of the rust for it to pass inspection. It's not true. You don't have to unrust the car. It will pass inspection how it is. You just have to tune the carburetor right, and your wheels have to be above at least 60% to pass inspection. And then you just have to have everything tuned properly and have your emissions good. And your body can't be completely trashed. I had to make sure that was set. It's looking kind of good right now. Alright, now we're gonna move on to the rear bumper. I know I'm doing this like super out of order, but I don't care. My car, I'm gonna build it how I feel like. If you don't like the way I'm building my car, go buy the game yourself and get it and do it how you want it. Come on, man. I hate these bolts. There's one of them. There's 2 bolts on the rear bumper and front bumper. There's 2 per bumper. And they're both way out here on the side. It's so annoying. Or you can do a trick like that and lean in to this car to find the bolt. Way easier. Alright, well, I guess I need to go get my thirst down real quick. I'll try and do it as quickly as I can. That way we have more time to build the car. But we're only 15 minutes in, so we can do this for another about 10 minutes. So in that time, we should be able to get the car almost ready to drive and run. In 10 minutes, I think we can get all these parts on and the seat outside. Next up, we'll wire the interior. The battery's like the last thing we'll wire because I don't want to shock myself while doing this. I think I wired everything in here. Alright, now we're going to move on to the engine bay. One time I actually forgot to wire that radiator fan. It was not fun. The point to wire that radiator fan connector is so that the fan turns on when your car starts to overheat. Let's check the percent of this battery again. It did die a little bit. Better not rain. I'll leave that on charge for now. Well, kind of running out of time on this episode, but next episode we'll put the body panels on, like these doors and stuff. I have to put the exhaust on. You gotta put the steering wheel on. Basically get it done. Thanks for watching. Make sure to like and subscribe and click that bell.